Hello and welcome to I Am Prime Minister, the show where celebrities, comedians and influencers get the keys to number 10. Thank you so much if you've been listening. Please do make sure to review us on Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify and watch us on YouTube. Today we have to say hello to our brand new Prime Minister, Jen Brister. Congratulations on your victory.
This is not a surprise that I won. It is a surprise that it was a landslide. I wasn't expecting it just to be unanimous that the nation wanted me.
All the seats?
Pretty much. I mean, I think there's a couple of seats going spare, which I kind of almost donated out of kindness.
You didn't even want those, really.
It felt weird. I was like, guys, if you want to shout in the corner and not have any influence, fine by me. So, yes, it's oh God, I don't know. I'm sort of, is this what euphoria feels like?
I don't know. I've never felt anything.
No, I'm dead from the waist down usually, but this is definitely feeling like something close to happiness.
Great. Now, the victory was so sudden and it was such a quick ascent, you didn't even have time to name your party. So we have to do that. That's our first thing on the agenda.
So... We don't have a party name. Who are they voting for?
Just you at the time.
They were just voting for Jen Brister Party.
They were so excited about you.
I do have an aura around me. Listen, I think just don't be a prick.
Don't be a prick. Don't be a prick party.
Be a prick party. I don't know. I mean, like, I think that's a mantra to live by.
Yeah.
If we can't make people live by it, we can make people vote for it.
The DBPD party.
Shitting hell, that sounds... The DBTB. It rolls off the tongue.
It really does.
Or DBAP for short.
Thank you very much.
DBAP. Love it.
DBAP.
The DBAP party, don't be a prick. And we're going to start... You can have a brand new ministry. So very often politicians will start with a new ministry. For example, Esther McVey is the Minister for Common Sense at the moment.
Oh my God.
You can have a ministry that deals with any issue that you think has been deprived.
Why has Esther McVey been given a thing of anything?
Well, I mean, look, she's not anymore. Now she's out.
Oh, she's out, isn't she? She should have been allowed to stay in.
You can bring her back, make her a lord, a baroness?
Something to do with hair. Because one thing that woman has got, I mean, not a conscience, not a moral compass, but what a great hairdo.
It's a real bouffant, isn't it?
Something that it doesn't move, does it?
No.
Or does it?
Who knows?
It has a wave to it, which I'd love to know how to create that. I mean, I haven't got enough hair to do that. So, I mean, look, let's not be too down on Esther. I mean, I know there's like a side note. Esther
that's the bit we're going to clip now. Let's not be too down on Esther McVey.
Can you imagine people like, she's changed?
Bit of success and all of a sudden massive Tory.
Oh, here she comes, the Tory. What you want me to create a new department?
Any new department that you want. That we can go through.
Anything you want, any area of policy, anything you thought, okay, the government aren't doing this, I want to do this, I've always dreamed of doing this. We can make that happen now.
Okay, I would love to ban... billionaires.
Okay,
they can't happen. The department to stop the existence of billionaires. I think they got to go. Who are these people?
The ministry of what would we call it, Lorin?
Oh, come on, guys.
Asset snatching.
Asset snatching. So are we
AA? That's what we're talking about. Get into AA, everyone. Not that AA, not the other AA, but this AA.
So we're gonna get these billionaires' assets.
Yeah, I mean, look. I know this is controversial. We live in a capitalist society. Capitalism is number one on most people's minds. So, like, why would we be banning billionaires when all of us could become billionaires? When we all know that absolutely that's not going to happen. The reason why there's zero... Exactly, that's the attitude I'm trying to crush.
Yeah, but I'm Delulu. I'm properly mad, so...
Well, I mean, that's half of the planet.
I think, I tell you what, me doing the Glee Birmingham every 3 months, that's going to make me a billionaire.
We're going to talk about that, but in the pub later. So, because it absolutely isn't. So, I think my truck with billionaires, I think, is that the way that capitalism works as an economic infrastructure means that the 0.01% of the population on this planet are rewarded with the kind of wealth and the kind of money that you and I can't quite get ahead. Like, we can say billionaire, but we don't really understand what kind of money that is. It's like a million times a million times whatever the million is.
Isn't it something mad, like, you might be able to correct me on this, Lorin, since you're the political expert. It's like 1 million seconds is 11 days and 1 billion seconds is 30 years.
Okay, so look, what are we talking about here? So somebody's got 30 years worth of cash. This is insane. You've got more money than you could live on in if you lived for like several centuries.
Yes.
Look, come on. There's something morally corrupt about that.
Awful.
It's that
It is awful.
ring fencing of money. And once you've got that money, you don't need to let go of that money because we have an infrastructure and an inequality endemic in society, which means that you can hang on to that money and be rewarded for that money, be applauded and lauded, be worshipped. Be congratulated.
Absolutely. And I think this is a thing. Once again, Lorin, you can tell me this. In the 50s in America, post-war, when America was making the American dream, the highest tax band was something like 70%. And that's why the country flourished.
It was higher than that, mate. It was apparently from 44 to 51, the highest marginal tax rate for individuals was 91%.
Wow. Holy crap. Okay, I think that's going a bit... You're leaving 9% of my salary. Look, I'm all
but
for
only
taxes.
the top
very bit of what you earn.
Well, I mean, I see what you mean. I think we have fallen down the rabbit hole of believing that individualism, that neoliberalism, that capitalism is the only way we can live as a society. Even though if we look at if we compare to people's quality of life now, even post-war, if you think about how the quality of life of people in like the 50s, yes, most people weren't earning big bucks, but on average, people's life expectancies, people's wages, people's quality of life was about... there was a means to it. There was, when I say a means, I mean a mean, like an average. Yeah.
It wasn't so extreme between poverty and wealth.
So you could argue it's like, well, that, everyone was miserable. But what I'm trying to say is that there needs to be an economic structure in place whereby we don't have like an underclass where we've got people who just like are barely existing, and then people that are on like billions and billions. You just have like a means average where we're all kind of, we're living our lives.
Well, it was in the 50s that, no great socialist Tory Prime Minister Harold Macmillan said that, you never had it so good. Maybe he was right.
Yeah.
Look,
are you saying my worry is, though, that our opponents could spin this against us and say,
100%.
You're talking about taking us back to the 1950s?
No, and look, the whole... I think, like, as human beings, I think maybe genetically we are not meant to believe in the existence of everyone achieving and living living a sort of average happy existence, because we have this kind of Darwinian... we believe in equality. As long as I'm a bit more equal than you, as long as I'm doing okay, we really thrive on status. We can see that in every walk of life. If you are given status, if you don't have status, you can be really anti-status. But once you've got it and someone goes, do you know what, I'm going to take that away from you. You're going to be
no, thank you. I have a
bitch.
bit of my status, thank you.
So it's really hard now in where we are as human beings to turn around and say to people, I'm going to take your wealth away, I'm going to take your status away, we're going to try and like get rid of this whole idea of like the class system. We're going to try and create an equilibrium in terms of society and try and like deal with the endemic inequality that is ingrained in our society. Most people are going to go, that. Let's keep it as it is, because I could be a millionaire.
One day.
Why are you taking that dream away from me, bitch?
Well, look, the dream is still there. I think being a millionaire, but you get to 999 million and then you're not allowed to go any further.
Ends. Yeah.
You go, congratulations, well done you, but anything else you make is ours. Also, you're not allowed yachts because it's just a waste of time.
God. That is the most... Okay, right. The department to ban yachts.
Yeah.
That's it. Yachts are out. And in fact, anyone that has a yacht has to wear, I don't know, some sort of T-shirt or...
Oh, scary.
Wait, I'm finished. Or they have to wear like a thing, maybe a tattoo. Maybe they have a tattoo that just says prick. And we've already established...
Forehead?
What is it? Maybe. Let's do that.
What will we do with these seized yachts? Will we make them into something for the greater good, like that other people can enjoy? Or they're just going to get scrapped?
I think what we'll do is we'll create a village of yachts.
Yeah.
They don't go anywhere because they pollute the planet.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Horrible things. But we can keep them in a harbour. They exist. They still have all the luxury trappings that a yacht would have. And you can visit these yachts. Maybe we'll have it for there's not enough houses. Housing is down the toilet.
Turn yachts into houses.
However, we put them in Gosport because then you have to go to Gosport to see your yacht.
And also, it's not your yacht anymore. It's my yacht, I'm afraid.
The government's yacht.
I'm afraid so.
Do you want to keep a yacht for yourself as Prime Minister? Like a quiet little yacht round the Med?
Oh, God, fine. No, I'm not going anywhere on a yacht. I get seasick. I don't even like yachts.
Private jet, please. Come on.
Jesus.
Have you ever been on a private jet?
No, I don't even want to go on a private jet. I imagine they're small and bumpy.
Yeah, fine, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just checking. I forget, I don't know.
Oh, God, I forget I've got a moral compass, yeah.
Okay, look, I think this is great. So we are going to snatch some assets from the billionaires. No more billionaires. We're taking the yachts back and we're going to put them in Gosport
Don't
so people
forget
can
the
live
tattoos.
them. And if you own a yacht or have ever owned a yacht, you have prick tattooed on your forehead.
Great, thank you.
Cool, lovely.
Giving a bit Maoist, though. We need to maybe like henna tattoo. Just there's always a little bit of it, and it's permanence. We want to give people a chance to atone.
To be fair, I did start, didn't I? I started with the T-shirt.
Yeah.
So actually, I got
T-shirt,
dragged
yeah.
into
Sorry,
this
that was my fault.
authoritarian wormhole
that
by
was me.
Matt.
Look, angel and devil on the shoulder.
Right. Okay. Well, I know who to turn to when I'm looking for like some balance.
Kill them all.
You and I would be terrible together.
Yeah, we would.
And very quickly turn into some totalitarian autocracy.
Well, we're the only two left.
Yeah,
The amount
exactly.
of comedians who come on here and sort of suddenly turn into dictators, it's quite worrying.
Every comedian, basically, we've gone, so you're just in charge?
Look at... Oh, yes. And why do you think we do this job? We have no boss. No one can tell us what to do. No one can tell us what to say. We can stand in a room in front of a bunch of strangers we've never before, pick someone out, call go home. No one. We don't get fined anything.
No, nothing. People applaud.
Oh my God. People will text me and go, message me on Instagram going, you were hilarious. I'm like, I know.
And now you're going to do that as PM to people with yachts. So, it's, if anything, continuation of the career. You're well equipped for it.
PMQs is going to be a lot of fun.
Look, I think this is all great. Let's move on to our next department we need some policy for. We're going to go to transport.
Okay, look, as somebody who's just come off the back of what can only be described as a tour that never ended, and I didn't have a tour manager, so I spent a lot of time on public transport. I don't know, can we just smash it all down and start again?
Okay. With trains or something totally different?
I don't know. Let's hoverboards. What is happening? Our transport infrastructure in this country is appalling. At the bare minimum, can we get rid of Avanti?
Avanti trains.
Just
okay,
get
cool.
rid of all of them.
This is the hilarious thing is Avanti, I think, was part owned by Trenitalia, which is a subsidiary of the Italian government. It's like, why is the Italian government owning a train company in the UK?
Well,
Are they doing this
EDF,
altruistically? Yeah.
EDF are a French. They're owned by the French government.
And I think there's a number of different rail lines. It might be Southwest Trains. I might have got that wrong, but I think that is also owned by the French government. So I might have got
Arriva, maybe a German government thing as well. Like it's other governments. Maybe how about this, right? Transport network, as well as knocking it down. Why don't we start buying up other places' transport?
Let's do it. Where can we start? I don't know.
France.
Estonia.
France, Germany, Estonia, Spain, Latvia, Lithuania.
Let's really expand our own. Let's not nationalisation. Great. One more than that.
Let's nationalise and take over other countries' rail lines.
And make
Let's
it as shit
monetize
as ours.
that.
Well, look, you've got to think a lot of these rail lines.
Shit as ours.
We improve ours by seizing all the good bits of theirs, and it's they've got to do a rail
I
replacement
think
bus
we really
for
made
36
our name
hours.
in the 1800s building railways, didn't we?
Yes.
So
but
we
it
go back
stopped
to
in
that.
the 1800s.
Yep.
Very much stopped. And so did the, it seems like, the
So
technology.
has being on tour really made you realise a lot of the issues in this country then?
Well, oh my God. I mean,
That was a deep
we're in the
question, wasn't
toilet.
it?
I mean, like, where do we begin? I did some gigs abroad where I had to go, nothing to do with my tour, but I just ended up doing some gigs abroad where I had to get trains, and I had to get trains across Europe, so across countries, to go from like Belgium to Holland, or, I don't know, you go like from Budapest to Vienna, whatever. You're getting a train in Europe is a dream.
Yeah.
It not only does it run on time, the trains are very pleasant. Everything is air conditioned everything is the right temperature.
Yeah.
The windows are a normal size. I don't know if Virgin introduced trains where the windows were like a really weird size, which made you feel like you were in a tube.
Yeah, and you can see both sides.
Or if you're in like the really awkward seat where you've sort of got half a window to look at, it's like, well, that's
Or
no
no
good.
window.
Yeah.
I want Why does some person have to have no window? And then also, there's
Well, it's typical, isn't it, in this society? Someone's got all the window, someone's got nothing.
I mean, this is classic. This is what we're talking about. This is going straight back to my first point.
Well, I think they should bring back, like back in the day, you had the doors where you could open the train, every little sort of carriage, like in the old,
Yes,
like
and
in
you used to
Father
put your
Brown.
hand out, didn't you,
Yeah,
to
you
open
pull
the
out
doors. I remember those.
Listen, it wasn't that long ago that we had those.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember getting a train to Brighton and sitting on a carriage like that,
Yeah.
and they were very pleasant. And you, sure, sometimes people spoke to you, and that was weird. But I tell you what, you did have space for your luggage.
Yeah.
Now you get on a train. What's this bit at the top? You know, the bit at the top above the seat. Why
That you
is
can't
it-
fit any
you can't fit
suitcase
anything?
into.
Thank goodness I brought 6 A4 envelopes with me. Otherwise, I can't fit anything in there. As it happens, I happen to have actual luggage, not a manila envelope.
Oh, look, so you're really angry at trains.
Oh, God, I'm angry
Why
about
don't we
lots
just
of things.
sack off trains altogether? Start with something else.
What are we going to replace it with? I mean, I actually like a train, Matt. This is the problem.
It doesn't sound like it.
Well, not
Going
these
back to
trains.
basics, we're nationalising everyone else's.
Should we go back to steam trains?
Yes. Love steam trains.
I'm very concerned about the environment. I don't think you two are taking this seriously. I think this is all some sort of a joke podcast that you've invited me
Surely
on.
not.
I don't
No.
understand. What is this? Is this a piss take or something? We're thinking about some real politics. I am actually a prime minister. What?
Look, this is part of our appeal. You're doing you've got very lefty policies initially. This is going to win a certain section of the electorate back. You're talking about bringing back steam trains.
Well,
You're
wait.
part of our industrial
you-
heritage.
you-
Bringing
Wait
back
till my
steam
next-
trains, autistic boys will be thrilled.
I'm delighted to help the autistic boys. Can we help them in another way? Maybe what we can do is we can colour code our trains. Maybe
Yeah.
that would be
okay,
something that
colour
we can
coding
do.
the trains. What colours do you want? What to
I
represent?
think-
What?
Well, let's find out. Let's find out what the people want. Let's
Focus
have a
group it.
referendum on the colours
We'll
of the
focus-
trains.
focus
I
group
actually actively distrust referendums, and I think they should also be banned. But the final referendum that will exist in
Final
my government ever, because after this they will be banned, is colour coding the trains, guys. Let's all vote.
So should there be a train that's like, hey, here's a suggestion. So you know when you're on a work trip, you're going somewhere for work, and there's loads of people on the train who are going up to London, say, for a night out. That's one colour-coded train.
Right. God,
And then you've got a work train full of business people who
Yeah.
can all sit on their phone
Yeah. And
talk
have a
loudly
go,
about their
talk
important
loudly about their
calls.
important things.
Right.
And then you have a train full of children and families.
Oh my God, that's,
And then you
no
have a
one's going to
train-
get on that train.
Then you have a train full of single people going to do something that is normal.
Party. Yeah.
So
Okay.
party trains, and you can colour code them all. Party
Yes.
train, business train,
Do you know
normal
what?
train.
This is absolute genius. Why didn't I come up with this? When we announced this policy, we have to say that I came up with
Of
this.
course.
I can't
We're just
have
your
other people
advisors.
thinking that.
There actually is a party train. I'm not making this up. It's like a train in Germany, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
It's a high-speed train that is also a techno night. And
I
of
don't, want
course,
the
it's in
Germans,
bloody
I don't want the
Germany.
Germans to think that we've nicked their idea. We absolutely
fine,
nicked
look,
it.
big
that's
Boris
great,
deal.
isn't it?
Absolutely nicked it. Yeah.
So there's a techno night on a train. What's it called?
Let me find out.
Autotron.
Autotron.
Get on the Autotron.
It says Techno Train Nuremberg. So very, does what it says on the
Really,
tin.
really trying to fix the PR of Nuremberg, aren't they? There.
Yeah, Techno Train Leicester. It hasn't got the same ring
No,
to
it
it, has
doesn't.
it?
No.
Never mind.
Techno train Wakefield Parkway or whatever it is. Wakefield
Have you been to
Westgate.
Wakefield Parkway?
Wakefield
I always
Westgate.
find myself changing trains on there.
Wakefield Westgate or whatever it's
I
called.
really need to invest in some decent coffee on that platform. Anyway,
Well, look, the techno train, just some cocaine.
Techno Train.
They come round in a little trolley and they just do drugs
Why
on the
not?
plane.
That's
On the plane,
brilliant.
on the train.
On the plane, on the train. So what, just like little lines of Charlie come around. Oh, but we have the ethically sourced cocaine.
Ethically sourced.
So
Well, we're making it ourselves.
we're making it ourselves.
in the Highlands of Scotland.
Yes.
Okay,
It's not being imported. This is British cocaine.
British cocaine.
cocaine for British people.
British jobs for British lines.
British jobs for British lines. I like it.
Love it. Cocaine train.
I'm so invested in this idea now because you can have like a guilt-free line with
Fair trade.
fair trade cocaine. Sure.
Fair trade cocaine is something I think everyone would love.
Yeah, I think.
And look, and if people like it, they'll be talking.
Let's get them talking.
Yeah. Let's get the nation talking.
Because
cocaine.
We might want you at some point to shut the up, but for now,
That's when we get the
keep
ketamine in.
talking, keep talking. Yeah.
Okay,
Then the cat comes in.
I'm loving that. Transport. I think that's transport sorted, but I think
Yeah.
we can pitch that to the
Great.
public.
Oh, thank goodness.
We're going to move on now. We're going to move on to education. Now, interestingly, you're one of our few guests with children.
Wow.
One of our few prime ministers who's bringing children into
Well, that's
number 10.
that's one of the reasons I got the vote. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
You played the
Because
family
I played
card.
the family card. I really lent into that.
So you have 2 young boys.
I've got 2 young boys.
Twins?
Lovely boys. Yeah, they're twins. They're
You
9.
talk about them a lot on. You've talked about them a lot in your previous career as a
I think about them
comedian.
all the time. I talk about them all the time.
And what sort of strikes you about education? Having 2 young children in education, what needs to change? What would make life easier for parents?
Oh, no one cares about us. I think, well, I mean, look, if we're going to go into what's better for parents, let's provide some free childcare for
Free childcare. Okay, that's nice and easy. Should we extend the school day? Would that be better for you?
Oh, well, I think it should be, because like some kids, they really struggle. But for kids, or like, parents that need to work late, maybe let's extend the school day. I think most schools are already doing that, to be fair.
24-hour schools?
24 hours.
So you can drop them off whenever, like they've got to be in for the school day, but you can drop them whenever you want.
I actually want to see my kids, Matt. I know this
No,
hard to
it's
believe.
a normal school day, but when you go out to work in the evening as a comedian, you go, pop them off at 6, pick them up at 3 in the morning.
I mean, that sounds mental. I mean, let's say that. Why not?
I've got a slightly
drop
left
in.
field idea here. So
Okay,
we've
let's
seized all of the rich's yachts. We've put them in Gosport.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work out, we could try selling them to foreign billionaires, but use that to fund boarding school for kids in this country. So we're still creating toffs, but there'll be, more equally distributed toffs.
Do you think, look, you have children, you love your children.
You know, I'm absolutely, now you've started something.
You hate boarding school.
I hate private schools. Let's ban those.
Yep, fine. That's
Immediately.
easy. I think that's quite popular.
Ban private education. Let us create a uniform, decent education for our children.
Yep.
And let's make the schools 24 hours. Actually, now I've been mulling on that, and I think 24-hour schools.
Well, and look, it's just because you might want to go out for dinner for an evening.
Do you know
take your
what?
kids to school late.
Yeah, and pick them up.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just pick them up early in the morning.
So just give them a geography class. They'll be sleeping. It's fine.
Yeah. I just think,
Kids, I'll see you at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I'm down for that.
24-hour schools.
Definitely. 24-hour schools is a
What were you
brilliant
like
idea.
at school? I'm quite interested to know, Prime Minister.
I was a dream.
Were you?
And I think there probably were our teachers now who schooled me that look back at that heady time when Jen Brister was in their class and say to themselves, wow, what an absolute dime. We knew she'd become Prime Minister. She was meant for great things.
Yeah.
And, I mean, unfortunately, you won't be able to speak to any of those teachers now because they're all dead.
Okay, cool.
I killed them.
So you were academic?
No. I was
really?
absolutely shit at school.
Oh, see, I'm really surprised by that.
Not particularly academic. The thing is, I'm not academic at all. I think I'm probably sort of, when it came to something that was vaguely creative, and I don't mean in any way art because I was shit at art, but like, writing, that sort of things, or use my imagination, then I really got into it. I really enjoyed it. I think my problem with school is that it teaches children to be bored so that they can go to work and be used to that feeling of being bored. Mm-hmm. So that when they're at work, they go, oh, this is I know this feeling. This feels like school. Oh, I remember this. I'm bored. I know how to be bored because I've been bored my entire childhood.
Yeah.
So what I would love schools to do is to be, maybe allow children to ask questions.
Okay.
Is that something we're allowed to do?
Yeah.
I don't know if children are allowed to do that now. They weren't when I was at school.
What? You weren't allowed to ask questions?
Oh my God. If I asked a question, it'd be like, how dare you get out of the
Really?
class? Blah, blah, blah. Honestly, my school was like,
Where'd you
just
go to
shut up and listen.
Where were you at school?
I went to a private school
Did you?
until I was 13. So
Yep.
I went to a private school till I was 11. It was a tiny, tiny little, I suppose now you'd call it like a little academy because it was like, it was titchy. And then my mum was adamant that I was going to get a good education. This is what happens when you've got an immigrant from mum. She then sent me to like this middle school, which was like a convent Catholic school, which I did not do well at.
No.
Because it was not my vibe. And I was there till I was 13. And then I got moved to a comprehensive high school, which I enjoyed that vibe a bit more. But because I'd created this reputation for myself in this other school, which was connected, when I arrived, I was immediately tarred with this. She's got bad attitude kind of kid. So I didn't do very well at school with teachers. I think it'd be fair to say I was quite obnoxious by the end of it. But
really?
I blame them because they brought that out in me.
The most obnoxious answer.
Was it me? Was it them? We'll never know. As I said, they're dead now.
So maybe I think this boredom thing's interesting. So school is boring.
I get bored so quickly.
Should there be something? Should we make school not boring? What can we do to make school less boring?
I think what we need to do
The occasional explosion? A fire every so often?
Yeah, why not? Let's lean away from academia for those children like myself who didn't really love academic subjects. And I mean, those can exist.
Yeah, you can still do them. So
if you love doing all that, you can do all that. But for those who don't, maybe you want to find out whose only way to be interested in science is to blow up the school.
Yeah.
Let's encourage it.
And also to give back to the community, you've got like Army and Navy cadets. We could do fire cadets.
Fire cadets.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you
They've got sea cadets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why not fire cadets? Send some kids into a burning building. That was well exciting.
Well, look, let them set the building on fire.
Right, so now children are allowed to buy fireworks, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
so let's
fireworks.
put that on.
No age limit on fireworks.
No age limit, 2-year-olds.
In fact, it's part of their coursework because they've got to use a firework, set a building alight, and then they've got to put it out.
That's one way of learning, isn't it?
You learn the hard way.
You do learn the hard way. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, there we go. Look, this is looking pretty good to me. Let's move on to our next department. We will go on to environment and net zero. Now, you feel quite passionate about this, I think.
Don't we all?
Well, you do live in Brighton, so you love going on about it.
As we slide into Armageddon. What do I feel about the environment? I feel like not enough's been done.
Not enough is being done. How do we get people to do more? How do we inspire people?
We ban all flights. Everyone has to enjoy their holidays in the UK from here on in. Guys, have you been to the lakes? Have you been to Cornwall? Have you taken in the aisle that is white?
So I'm gonna. This is great. So we're banning all flights. You can only go on holiday in the UK.
You can't fly. You can't even fly internally.
No, that's
You can't
fine.
fly externally. You can't fly.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. You got to get on a boat. This is going to be bad for me because I get really seasick. So some people can fly.
Because also you really love a UK holiday. You're a big camping fan.
Oh, God, I absolutely hate it.
You let your wife take your children camping without you, don't you?
Sometimes I do have to go camping because otherwise I won't see my family. But do I enjoy it? Absolutely not. I'd rather have my face dragged down at a broken mirror. But you make these allowances, you make these compromises for love.
Yeah.
And so I think my partner, Chloe, she'll be delighted about this. She's like, "What? We don't need." She's always saying we don't need to go abroad, and I'm the one that's always saying, "I think Greece is a bit nicer." Yeah. But now I'm saying no.
So
no to all aeroplanes.
Wow.
No to anything using petrol. So let's go back to. Let's all learn how to ride a horse.
Or what about sailing? Get a big wind sail. If you can wind sail to Rotterdam, then you're sorted.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If you can sail, absolutely. No yachts. We banned the yachts.
Yeah.
So
We
it's
banned
all
yachts,
about
it's
the
all
sailing. Sailing.
And horses. So everyone's handing their car in.
Sailing and horses. Everyone hand your cars in. Apart from me, I will have to have a car because otherwise I can't get around.
Yeah.
We already know that. But mine will be electric. Everybody. Fine. In fact, and we're not even going to allow electric cars because let's be honest, how are we going to very soon, we're not going to be able to get hold of lithium batteries, are we? If we're going to keep mining everything, stop mining. Let's go back. Let's go back to basics.
Do you not remember the last time they shut mines down in this country? It was a fucking disaster.
Well, these mines aren't even in this country. They're in bloody South America.
Yeah. Okay, so no more mine.
And do you know what? That will be great for the Amazon. Do you know what? Maybe Greta. I might be Greta's best friend by the end of this.
Yeah. So do you want Greta to be your environment minister?
We've got to get Greta involved.
But she's got to do it remotely, obviously, because she doesn't live here and she can't fly.
Is she's not still in school, is she?
She can get on the Euro.
Oh, she can do the Eurostar.
By the way, that's another thing. You can get to France on the Eurostar. You can get a ferry to France. It's not over, guys. It's just a lot harder. But we've ditched the
Eurostar to be a steam train now, so...
Oh, yeah, we have done that. I hadn't thought about that. So you can't actually go over on the Eurostar.
No, we've filled the... You can walk...
You know what?
You can cycle it.
Let's cycle through the tunnel.
It's one big straight line.
So what about... Are there still trains going through this?
No, we got rid of the trains.
We sold the track for scrap
because, like
metal.
you said, electric's actually not very good. So actually, it's a cycle track now.
Yeah.
The Eurotunnel is now cycle and walking only.
I feel like you, as my advisors, have really gone rogue. But okay. I feel like you've got my best interests at heart and you want me to win this next
We're trying to make
You want
these
this to
ideas
work?
somehow work with the public.
All right, okay. All right, I don't know how we're going to swing this. Look.
How far away from your home are you allowed to travel?
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying like we can't go anywhere. Are we going to go within 10 miles or can you go anywhere in the country?
You can go wherever you like, if you can cycle it.
Okay, fine.
Or if you can ride it. And think about the work that we will generate. People clearing up poo. Think about the amount of shit there'll be. That place will stink of manure.
Oh yeah, it'd be like the 1700s. Won't it? When people go, she's taking it back to the 50s. She's like, well, the 1750s.
Back to incredible levels of basics.
Look, people are getting diphtheria, but it's fine because we're not using cars.
That's going to be incredible level of basics. That's going to be on the top of my manifesto.
You know what? It'd be really hard to gig with a horse.
Listen, we haven't tried it yet, so don't knock it until you've tried it. And I think, look, a lot of people will say, what about the elderly? What about the infirm?
Yeah,
what about people who have
this
disabilities?
Is going to be health and social care. This is going to link to.
I don't want to think that anybody is being excluded, okay?
Yep.
Of course, there'll be systems in place
to
make sure that they
Please don't
are
say
accommodated.
Soylent Green. Please don't say Soylent Green.
Well, there will be. We'll talk about this, won't we, at the next meeting? We can't discuss it. We can't fix everything in one meeting.
No, this is just your first announcement tomorrow.
I know people are going to want to have the detail, and that's very important, and that's why I'm going to be sending you out to do the Today programme.
Okay, fine.
Because you're good with the detail, and I'm very much a broad strokes kind of politician. I really like the fanfare. I like winning. I like having a huge amount of followers on Instagram, but I don't like getting into the
Trump
detail.
way.
Yeah, don't get into the detail.
Detail schmeetails.
Detail schmeetails.
So this is your environment and net zero looking back. So flights are now banned. You cannot fly anywhere in or out of the country.
How's my net zero looking now that I've banned cars and I've banned even electric?
We've banned all the cars and we've banned the flights and brought back the steam trains. So I think on balance, we're there.
Yeah, I think...
Okay. All of our carbon footprint... Everyone's worried about their carbon footprint. I have automatically slashed their carbon footprint. You're welcome.
You have, apart from, obviously, the people's shit footprint has gone through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really thought about the methane part of this problem. But what we'll do, maybe we'll find a way to feed horses a particular kind of grain so that there's no carbon...
Or use the horse shit to generate green energy. Something like that.
You can use it. We'll burn it for green energy.
We'll burn it for green energy. This is brilliant. This is why you're on my team.
Okay, this is looking good. So I think we're ready for our first announcement tomorrow. Let's go back through all of these just to check that your policies are looking good. So we are going to do... Sorry.
No, why are you laughing? This is serious business.
This is very serious
Government
business.
is serious, Matt. Take it seriously.
Yes. So your new department, the Ministry of Asset Snatching.
Yeah.
We're going to ban billionaires.
Yes.
No more billionaires.
No.
And if you have ever owned a yacht, you're going to get prick tattooed onto your forehead.
Yes.
No, T-shirt, we decided.
Yeah. And all
sorry,
yachts are going to be
T-shirt.
turned into affordable housing.
In Gosport.
Yeah.
Only in
Your
Gosport.
transport policy. We're going to start again.
Let's start from scratch.
We're rebuilding. Avanti band. We're going to nationalise the railways and also nationalise other countries into our railway.
Yeah.
We're going to sort of do a railway invasion.
Because remember, we don't have aeroplanes.
No, we're going to redesign all the trains. We're going to colour code them. So there's going to be party trains where you get cocaine on the trolley as it goes through.
Yeah.
Domestically produced.
People go, what train line are you on? And you go, a really good one.
Yes. You don't need to know. we don't need to know. Again, you're getting bogged down in the detail.
Sorry. And we're going to be growing this cocaine in the UK.
Yes, in the Highlands of Scotland,
And
we've
on
decided.
Snowdon.
And Snowdon, for obvious reasons.
And we're going to ban referendums, apart from the referendum to decide the colour coding of the trains.
Yeah.
In education, free childcare, 24-hour schools.
24-hour schools.
You can drop them off whenever you like and they'll do 6 hours,
before.
see them in the morning.
Yep.
We're banning private schools and we are going to get rid of anything that makes people bored. If
Or
you need
happy.
to burn the
I mean,
school,
yeah,
if you need
sorry.
to burn the school down to learn about physics
Yep.
and science, so be it.
So be it.
And fireworks, there's going to be no age limit on.
No age limit. We've got authoritarian in some... I can see what's happening here.
Libertarian and authoritarian.
Libertarian and authoritarian. I can see that we maybe need to strike a slightly better balance. We'll get there in a minute.
And finally, in your environment and net zero policy, it's UK-only holidays. Flights are banned.
Flights are banned.
Cars are banned.
Cars are banned.
We are going back to horses.
We're going back to horses and bicycles. And, you know, when you look at those old, you know, like sort of costume dramas.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, that looks fun.
Yeah.
Well, fear not. Here we are. We're back there.
Lovely.
A lot of people used to say that a horse and cart was one of the most uncomfortable ways to travel. Let's find out.
Let's absolutely find out. Look, Prime Minister, thank you very much. That's enough for us to be getting along with. If anyone wants to find out more about our wonderful Prime Minister and dear leader, Jen Brister, you can read her book, which is called The Other Mother.
Yes, you can. And it's got some other authoritarian ways to parent your child.
Fantastic. And your podcast?
I've got 2. Women Talking Bollocks, which I do with Alison June Smith and Maureen Younger, and Memory Lane, which I do with Kerry Godliman, where we invite comedians and people to come and talk about their photographs and their lives. Matt, you'll be on soon.
Fantastic.
Choose to accept this offer.
Always.
This is a public offer.
But thank you very much. I'll take
it.
Because you've done mine. I sort of will. Yeah, I will.
Tit for tat, babe. And lastly, my special's out.
Yes.
My special's out.
It's phenomenal. It's one of the best stand-up hours I've ever seen.
The Optimist, you can see that for free on YouTube, but it has adverts. And if you want to watch it without adverts, you can watch it on £800 Gorilla, which you'll find a link on my bio. And it's just pay what you want.
Lovely.
But I would like you to pay loads. But whatever.
Well, we can do some policy around that and your special. Prime Minister, thank you.
Thank you very much.